supposedly StarTrek took from Africa? Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, as y'all know, black people or black Americans who also call themselves FBAs are always being victims in America. They've been brainwashing conditioned into being victims. They've been indoctrinated to this nonsense by constantly being told this foolishness all the time. They've been told a lie big enough, long enough, and long enough. They believe it, even though it's not true. But they're always, when you're dealing with black victims in America, race Murphy's Law is always in full effect. You know, anything that can be racism will be racism. It doesn't matter what it is, how big or small, how far they have to reach. If they can inject race into it, they will. And they're doing this all the time. Doesn't matter. It could be something as big as a mountain, be something that's a tic-tac. One tic-tac. If they can find white supremacy and racism in one tic-tac, they're going to be crying racism and they're going to be victims with it. And of course, there's a lot of people in this country and really in the world know that they can make a lot of money and get a lot of influence telling black Americans that they're victims. And they prey upon this all the time. A lot of these pro-blacks have gotten rich by telling blacks that they're perpetual victims in America. Well, there's a YouTuber by the name of Afro Think Tank, and he's always preying upon this. His whole YouTube channel is dedicated to posting nonsense and making race out of it. So he posted this particular picture, saying that StarTrek created based the Kilngon species on this African tribe that disfigured their heads. Now, if you study history, you know that human beings have always disfigured themselves in some form of fashion. Especially those who are considered African bush people, or people who are lower tier and living off in the middle of nowhere. These are tribes, small tribes. They have this way of disfiguring themselves, and it's a way to stand out, or peacocking, as they say. Sometimes it's for religious reasons, sometimes for a status or symbol, but they would disfigure themselves in the head. Now, I would agree that it looks similar, but clearly it's not the same. There's a lot more to the Klingon than that little disfigurement that this man, or this depiction of his head did. Okay? And the thing about it is that just because two people, or you see some group of people somewhere had a similar idea than other people, it's nothing new. That's been happening. That's always the case. It's always been happening. Oftentimes, it's because of the next revolution or evolution or something, the next step. But human beings have always had similar ideas, regardless if they live in the same time or they live in different times. And like I said, the most obvious example that I always give would be the jet engine. Even though Germany was first to basically put a jet engine on the battlefield, a fully production jet engine, the ME-262. Other countries had their programs to develop the jet engine. It's just that Germany was further ahead because they was further ahead in development in a lot of things because they were preparing for that. You know, the idea of quote unquote white Aryan dominance. Well, you know, United States of America had a team that was developing the jet engine. The UK had a team of scientists and engineers developing the jet engine. There was an engineer in Italy that was working on the jet engine. So even though Germany was the first to put one on the battlefield, first to have the developmental jet engine and the jet plane on the first operational jet plane, doesn't mean that other countries weren't developing the same technology. And again, this has been the case all throughout history. This is the case all throughout history. Numerous examples of human beings doing something that's similar to what other human beings did. I mean, thousands of miles away, who could have never even seen each other, who probably never even knew each other, but they had similar ideas. So this idea that Star Trek stole from Africa is just ridiculous. It's just yet another reach of black people to try to perpetuate race. That's all it is. And even if they did, the person who created the species of Star Trek, if they knew about this African tribe and they based it off this so-called African tribe, then again, what's the problem? What is it costing black people? Nothing. Is that African tribe harmed because of it? No. Is that really the issue as black people that we today, especially today, need to be worried about? Not even remotely. But this is what they wasted time and energy on, and this is one of the numerous ways why black Americans are never getting anywhere in America, and as a whole, as while other races and other groups who come here, including black people and who live in America, are. Because we waste too much of our time on nonsense and victimhood, and these people they spend all their time and energy toward progressing in America. Anyway, this is absolutely utterly ridiculous. The fact that people would look at this and believe this, because I guarantee that a lot of people who believe this foolishness because they want to be victims. And this is a perfect example of how black people are just brainwashed and programmed in America. When I say this, there's a lot of people who say, no, I'm wrong, but yet they always prove me to be right. Anyway, I would say this about Star Trek. If you know anything about Star Trek, especially the next generation, starting in the next generation, they have so many different species depicted like in so many different ways. To believe that them people just took that from Africa is just beyond ridiculous. You can't make this up regardless. Anyway, just let them be victims in their own, just let them stay in their own lane and be victims, because it's just getting ridiculous at a certain point in time. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.